Welcome back, everybody. We've got 4 videos. We're not going to watch all of them, just little snippets from each of them, but they are all very important to watch. They're from various YouTube channels. I'll make sure I link all those in this video captions so that you guys can go watch the full videos if you'd like.
Yeah, we're going to watch all of them, just not all of them, because she said we're not going to watch all of them. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to watch a bit of each one.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Because it's important that you understand that along with what's happening with him blowing out 10 boats in the water with
Plus
drugs,
the sub.
plus sending the carrier group, plus nobody has said, yeah, nobody has said yes that we would go kinetic on the ground in Venezuela. However, it's important to understand what we're doing here on the homeland as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to give you a little bit. We're going to watch a minute or two of each one of them. So we'll hit, give you an idea of what's happening here, and then she'll link them.
All right, so this one says it's in Seattle.
Today, the Drug Enforcement Administration announced a massive drug bust connected to a major Mexican cartel. 19 people have been charged, including Washingtonians and foreign nationals.
Fox 14 News reporter Nia Wong.
Some of these shipments were so large they were brought here in semi-trucks.
Seattle woke up to chaos. In a sweeping pre-dawn raid, federal agents stormed warehouses, ports, and neighborhoods, uncovering a Sinaloa cartel command cell operating inside the city. The mission, Operation Take Back America, was an 18-month joint DEA ICE offensive that exposed how deeply cartels had embedded within U.S. borders. For Seattle, it wasn't just a bust. It was the day the fentanyl war reached home.
And Homeland Security officials say Mexican cartels now are attempting to track, harass, and target immigration and border patrol agents.
The numbers told the story better than any headline could. 19 people tied directly to Mexico's Sinaloa cartel faced 37 federal charges, from conspiracy to drug trafficking to weapons violations. The arrests spanned Seattle, Tacoma, and surrounding counties. Agents seized 4,165 pounds of methamphetamine, 269 pounds of fentanyl, 23 pounds of cocaine, 6.4 pounds of heroin, and a stockpile of 23 firearms, some modified for automatic fire, and explosive materials recovered from hidden compartments inside suburban garages. Each item on that list represented not just contraband, but an industry's entire infrastructure exposed in one sweep.
Breaks down how federal agents tracked the
So that gives you a little idea of what just happened in Seattle. So have you heard of that, Miranda?
No, this is news to me.
Which is really sad, because a drug bust like that
should be huge.
With the Sinaloa cartel.
So much.
The Sinaloa cartel directly involved in Seattle, embedded in Seattle, Washington, and Tacoma. Sinaloa cartel embedded. Let's go ahead and hit the next one.
All right, so this next one says that
Houston.
It's in Houston area.
Drugs, money, and guns were found here in multiple units at this apartment complex. It all went down early this morning. Some families surprised.
Bags of money, weapons, and what appears to be marijuana, cocaine, meth, and ecstasy. A slew of items recovered from multiple units at the Sunset Crossing apartment.
It began in the humid haze of a Houston midnight. At 2:45 a.m., the city's underbelly stirred with shadows that no one on the streets above could see. To the casual observer, it was just another sticky Texas night. Neon lights flickering over empty lots and distant refineries humming in the distance. To the joint task force of FBI, ICE, and DEA agents, it was the culmination of a storm that had been brewing for years. A massive takedown of the largest drug empire the Gulf Coast had ever harbored. The first wave hit like a ghost. 50 SWAT teams, clad in black tactical gear, descended on a sprawling warehouse complex in the port of Houston. Helicopters hovered silently overhead, their rotors muffled by experimental noise-dampening tech borrowed from military ops. Inside the buildings, hidden beneath layers of legitimate shipping containers, lay the heart of the operation. Tons of fentanyl-laced heroin, cocaine bricks stacked like gold bars, and methamphetamine crystals glittering under fluorescent lights. The empire run by the elusive cartel kingpin, known as El Fantasma, had funneled over $1 billion worth of poison into America's veins, stretching from Houston's barrios to the suburbs of Chicago and New York. For months, undercover agents had infiltrated the network, posing as truckers, dock workers, and even mid-level enforcers. Intelligence reports painted a picture of an empire built on blood and innovation. Subterranean tunnels linking warehouses to the bayou, drone deliveries evading border patrols, and encrypted apps that made the dark web look like child's play. But no one in the cartel expected this. The swarm of agents was the product of a 2-year joint operation, codenamed Eclipse Dawn, a fusion of federal firepower and cutting-edge surveillance that had mapped every vein of the beast. You can support us by liking, subscribing, and tell us which country.
So that gives you just a little, this one's 14 minutes. Man, I encourage you to watch every bit of it. 500 arrested, you name it.
I am completely shocked.
And have you heard anything about that?
No. And that's insane. Why are they not telling us?
They don't want you to know, that's why.
Why would they not want you to know? Because they want you to...
Because they want everybody, they have a narrative out there saying Maryland dad is being taken to El Salvador. These are good people. These are not. These are immigrants. These are good people. They can't let you see this. Otherwise, their game would be up. That's why.
Wow. And honestly, shout out to the people who are doing the undercover work. Because that's scary.
That's
scary, and that takes a lot of tact and training and cojones to go undercover with an operation like that. And not only do you risk yourself, but if they find you out, you risk your family. So
the next
shout out to them.
So this one is from Las Vegas. So we can go ahead and hit this one.
Customs agents say they arrested dozens of Venezuelan gang.
We ask for everybody to do continued support of that because it is not stopping. These are 24/7 operations, and we're going to carry the agenda of this administration forward.
Targeted in raids were violent criminals, including members of a Venezuelan gang. ICE reports more than 8,700 people have been arrested nationwide since raids started last week.
Las Vegas exploded into chaos as ICE and the FBI stormed a high-end casino crawling with a Venezuelan gang. Screams cut through the air, slot machines went silent, and chips scattered across the floor like shrapnel. The City of Lights turned dark in an instant, and for the first time, Vegas felt the sting of a war it never saw coming.
I think that's a very important step by the government and also by the private sector.
Also on Wednesday,
October 14th, 2025, the night the City of Lights turned cold. Las Vegas, usually alive with laughter, slot machines, and music, went eerily silent. That night, a massive ICE and FBI operation unfolded inside one of the city's busiest casinos. Agents moved in fast, surrounding the building, locking every exit, and clearing the gaming floor as confused gamblers froze mid-hand. Helicopters hovered over the strip, flashing red and blue against the neon glow. By the time dawn hit, 98 people were under arrest, and what looked like a normal casino had been exposed as the money laundering hub of one of the most dangerous gangs in the world, Tren de Aragua.
Report arresting more than 100 Venezuelan gang members as part of President Trump's plan to deport illegal immigrants and secure the border.
Inside those glittering casino vaults, federal agents found millions of dollars in cash, all connected to a network that stretched far beyond Nevada. This wasn't just another gambling scandal. This was a full-blown criminal empire hiding in plain sight. For years, the gang had quietly turned Las Vegas into one of its laundering stations, and that night, the feds finally pulled the plug.
Is second in command of Tren de Aragua, a violent gang that organized in a Venezuelan prison.
Organized in a Venezuelan prison. So when President Trump said that we have countries that are opening their doors to their prisons and sending their inmates to us, that's not hyperbole. That truly happened. And as you see with these guys, they organized in prison, they were let go, they came here. What happened? They've embedded themselves into a casino, and the casino was the hub of their money laundering. They ran it until, of course, October 14th. So,
That's
no,
crazy.
there's no Tren de Aragua in America, and you're not going to hear
And
about this.
Like, why are they so against the truth?
Because they need the millions that were brought in here under the Biden regime to
who's
stay
getting
here.
the millions?
Do
they all just get a cut and that's why they try to cover it up, or
I don't know where I don't know where all the money goes. Does it go back to Venezuela? I don't know that.
Why is it that like the previous administration would not want to take Tren de Aragua out or any of these other places that we've seen?
Well, that's easy because this is a color revolution, honey.
I don't know what that means.
And see, we are going to do a video on what a color revolution is so you understand it.
Okay.
We are,
because Glenn Beck called it a color revolution.
We are in the midst of a color revolution. When I was going to different cities across North Dakota in 2022 to try to explain what was happening, when I recognized the four olds under Mao when I was reading, I went,
oh snap, I remember that.
This is a color revolution.
You talked about that in Dickinson when we went.
Yes. I said, you guys, if what I'm reading about Mao in the 60s is correct, that's happening in America right now. And I did a PowerPoint about it, and I explained it, and everybody's heads blew up. Because
in a packed room, standing room only for some people,
nobody told us about the color revolution. We didn't have any idea. I had to learn that myself. And I only learned it because when I heard about the four olds, it's like, what is the four olds? And then I went to read the four olds. And
sounds
then I
like
just
a Native American old story or something.
But it is an old story, only from China. And so that's when I started diving deep into Marxism and Maoism, and then Leninism, and then how that morphed into an American Marxism, and then color revolution. What does color revolution need? It needs chaos in the streets.
And what do we have?
What better way for chaos in the streets than to import the prisoners? The evil prisoners from all over the world.
And then tell us it's not happening.
All right. One of the four olds to get rid of is tradition. Never forget that.
Which they're trying to successfully do with canceling traditional Christmases and Thanksgivings, and trying to say that Thanksgiving is a racist holiday, and trying to say that Christmas shouldn't be about Jesus
taking
because
away
not everyone believes in Jesus. Well, okay, what is Christmas actually about? Jesus' birth?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tell me that Christmas needs to be secularized. I'm sorry.
Nope.
You can take that and shove it away, because I'm not doing it.
They need to remove tradition. So yeah, we will talk about a color revolution. I'll explain what that is.
We'll do a video on it. So watch for that. But there was a video that we tried to play before this previous one.
Yeah.
And out of all four of the videos, this one wouldn't play the audio. It was showing on my audio mixer here that the audio was playing, but it actually wouldn't play.
And she was kind of confused about that, but then I said, oh, this is the only one that has China involved.
Yeah.
And what I've historically come up with, I've been doing a lot of, and I didn't do it with this one, a lot of video recording. I had my son download a video recorder onto my phone because so many of the videos about China, they take the audio. Yep, I get to see them, but then within 48 hours, boom, there's no audio on them.
Yeah.
And it's like,
so it was having issues loading for one. And then when it started to play, there was no audio, even though it showed on my audio mixer that audio was playing.
Yeah, that's sus, isn't it?
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this back up and try and play it from the history. You can see it here. I'm going to click on it and see if it plays.
About 18 months or so.
Yay.
At 11:20 p.m., under the blood-red glow, the silence shattered. 3 flashbangs erupted in sequence: thunder, smoke, and chaos. Glass rattled. Boots slammed the pavement. Black-clad agents stormed the Lotus Spa. Rifles raised. Voices cutting through the roar. Federal agents, don't move. Inside, the hallway exploded with light. Doors kicked open. Screams echoing off the walls. Tactical teams moved like a single machine, clearing room after room until one door. Staff only. It burst open to reveal 19 women, trembling, bound, eyes hollow under fluorescent glare. Their passports were gone. Cameras hidden in vents watched every breath. It wasn't a spa. It was a cage. In the back office, evidence techs tore open boxes labeled massage oil and froze. Inside were bricks of fentanyl worth over $4.2 million, cocaine stacked by the hundreds of kilos, and $187,000 in cash. Digital ledgers blinked with offshore transfers. $28 million in 3 months. The raid lasted 9 minutes. But in those 9 minutes, America uncovered a monster hiding behind soft lights and quiet music. If you believe no one should ever profit from human misery, hit that like button right now. Because justice only wins when the truth gets louder. By sunrise, what began as a single raid had erupted into a national crisis. Inside the FBI's Houston field office, the evidence lab looked like a digital war room.
All right.
Good.
We were actually able to get that to play.
Yay.
So hopefully it was just an actual technical issue.
Thank you.
Thank
Instead
God.
of the glitch that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But
So-
that's also worth looking at as well.
One of the questions that I have here, and maybe it's kind of a dumb question, but
No questions are dumb.
I assume that what we're seeing on that video is them using like actual lethal force, right? Like these people are being killed.
Unfortunately, that guy was, because he pulled a gun on the
Right, on the officers.
Yep, there's lethal force that needs to be
Yep.
used when a
Well,
gun
I mean,
is pulled on
you have to protect yourself. And so I'm assuming, because I don't know, but I assume that when they go in there, they have weapons drawn.
Yep.
The intention is to arrest, not kill.
Well, in this particular
Right?
one,
Or is that not?
No, in this particular one, of course, they had been embedded for so long that they knew
They
that
said
there
2
were
years, right?
Yep, they knew that there were women in cages.
Mm.
So they were going in there to free the humans that were being held against their will. And that's why guns were drawn to go in there. It wasn't that the drugs and the money, of course they got, but they were going in there specifically to free those women.
Right.
Because ICE is so bad, you know.
Yeah, in one of these videos as well, it looked like they'd had weapons drawn on them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So are these stings meant to these people be taken out, or are they meant to be arrested and sent away?
They're trying to take everybody alive. They
Okay.
want to take everybody alive so that they can be brought to justice.
Yep.
And usually what happens in situations like this,
I assume that they're already armed people because of the operations that
Yep.
they're running, and so
Yep.
when ICE comes, they're
they're not going to be taken alive,
and
they're
that's
not
it.
going to be suicide by cop.
Yeah.
But they also know that they don't want to narc on the people above them, because that's why we want to take them alive.
Yep.
Because then we can say, hey,
Uncover more,
we have a deal. You give us some more people.
and we will not.
Exactly.
You get some sort of deal. I assume the deal isn't to be let go, but
So these are just 4 stings in October.
which are huge, and
That-
it's insane that we are not being told about them.
And have you noticed any? Have you been told any of them?
No.
So you don't.
And,
you know
and not
nothing.
only that, like, I don't watch the news. I think that's baloney. Like, the news is
Mhm,
trash,
mhm.
so I don't watch it. But a lot of the news that I get is based on, like, what I'm seeing from people that I follow on Facebook, like government officials, and a lot of times they're posting things of what's going on.
Yep.
And it's really surprising, even so, because like I follow Facebook, like the ICE pages and the Border Patrol pages and stuff like that, because they post funny videos. Whoever took over those accounts, you're doing a great job, because those videos that have been posted lately are hilarious.
Yep.
But not only that, but they're informational. And I haven't seen any of this on their pages either.
They're not going to be putting. They're not going to show their work. You know,
It's not math class.
Yeah, they don't want to put more of what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
But it just shows you how news that is supposed to be the ones that
Yeah.
are reporting it
They're not.
aren't reporting
Because if they
it.
were,
This
other
This is Seattle, Houston, twice, and Las Vegas.
Yep.
All enough. And there's even some that have happened in California. I mean, I only brought 4 out. I could have brought 4 more that are just as big, you guys, that are happening all over the country.
And they're like monumental amounts of
they are
alcohol,
they are
alcohol, of drugs and money.
They are.
And they're not US groups doing this. Like they're foreign.
And that's why they're not going to tell you
doing this. And so
because they're out in the streets saying hate ICE, hate ICE.
Yeah.
This is what ICE is doing. This is what ICE and DEA
you see
is
it
doing.
all over the No Kings protests. Everyone's No Kings, but then on the other side of their stupid signs, they have no ICE, and
they
it's like
they can't
no
let
ICE.
you see.
Do you understand the protection that ICE is giving us?
Imagine
the job that they're doing, the risk that they're putting themselves. You saw in that last video that the ICE agents were being fired at, and his other buddy was trying to pull him into the doorway as he was returning fire.
But
that's not an easy job to have.
But if you don't know about that and you haven't seen it, then No Kings can go ahead and keep saying their crap, and everybody's gonna go, No Kings.
If you
because they haven't seen
watched, so go find Liberty Hangout. Go watch her most recent videos from these No Kings protesters. I think she's got 3 parts out. They're all like a half hour long, and she goes and talks to these protesters. They have literally no clue what they're even protesting. Literally no clue. Not even a little bit of a clue.
Oh, I forgot. We're going to do, I figured out why they came up with No Kings. Because it's always a telegraphing. It's always a projecting of something that's coming in the future. And when I found out what SCOTUS is going to be coming down with for a ruling, then it all made sense, the No Kings thing. So that's another thing I figured out.
I guess another video coming that you got to watch for.
I forgot that I thought I figured that one out.
It's just crazy to me because they sit and protest things that they have no actual education about. Like,
no.
I'm not talking like you need to be super versed on it, but you need to know at least a little bit about what you're protesting. Yep. And it got so ridiculous to the point she's like, so what do you want King Charles to know about your No King sign?
Power to the people, not to a king. What do you hope King Charles gets out of this poster?
King Charles?
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping he understands that we're fighting for freedom, as we once did.
It's important for King Charles to know that, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
One lady like legitimately answered what she wants King Charles to know.
So when I drop the knowledge bomb about No Kings, let's go ahead and show them a couple stupid things from No Kings, and then we'll show you the stupid thing from us that I recorded. No Kings poster.
Our protest in our hometown was 30 minutes. That's all they could muster.
Yep.
A whole half hour to protest, Kings in America.
And then our local...
Do you really care about what you're protesting? I feel like you could muster up more than a half hour.
And our local paper said, there were 180 people there.
Lies.
I paused.
She went by
and
took pictures.
No, I videoed the whole thing.
A video of the whole thing during their height half hour.
There was 114. Not
My
180.
Lord.
So, and they say there were 7 million across the world or across the United States. There were not.
And you know what?
Estimates are not even 1 million.
I haven't dug into this 100% yet, but I've seen a lot of posts that they're using rally pictures.
Yes.
From what year was it?
Boston's was 2019.
Yeah. They're using pictures from 2019.
And then they had live put in there.
Yes.
And they were liars.
And they were trying to say that that was the protest that was just happening now. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me that you're trying to pull one over on people, saying that it's so much more than it actually is and that the streets are filled with no King's protest.
There's a reason that President Trump calls them fake news, because that's all they are.
And
They're
I think
fake
it's
news.
hilarious. This is another reason I love Trump, is he completely trolled them with his X post saying, "Thank you for all your hard work protesting. I'm still successfully your president and there are no kings in America." Like, it was the funniest thing. I just love it because he takes it in such stride and with such grace and humor that I know for a fact I could not do. I would be angry.
And then he posts him being in the fighter jet and dropping the doo-doo all over them in
the White House videos are unhinged lately.
Yeah,
it is so funny.
Not Central Park. Times Square. It's like, go
for real. It's
that is my president. Oh, he's disgusting that he would drop doo-doo on his own citizens. It's a joke.
You're the ones that can't take a freaking joke.
Are you kidding me?
Get over yourselves.
So you want
he's returning your ridiculousness with ridiculousness.
If you're going out and trying to say no kings and Trump tries to be a king,
it's
then
what
why
he wants to do, is what a lot of them are saying.
Drop doo-doo on you from a plane.
They're trying to say
all
that
in pretend
that he's, Trump 2028. It's a joke. And they're like, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Okay, well, there's such a thing as term limits. He can't be the president in 2028.
No.
And then their rebuttal to that is, well, he wants to be, and he's going to try to reverse that so that there aren't term limits and he can be a tyrant and a king forever. And I'm like,
or all y'all are being trolled.
Or you need to just literally touch grass, because that's insane.
We better end.
Yes, we better end. I get so worked up about it because it's so dumb.
Each one of these videos. We just watched a little bit with you. Watch each
There's
one.
so much more to those videos. A lot of them are in the 15-10 minute range. Something
and
like
remember, you're not being told what's happening in your country. You're not being told what's happening in your city.
Quit watching the news.
Your state, your world. You're not being told. I'm going to tell you. So make sure that you watch us. Period. Like, subscribe, share, help us grow this channel, because we are truth tellers.
All right, let's give God the last word. Oh, I can't look. That's right. We'll go this page since I did the other page last time. All right, so we are in, it doesn't tell me, where am I? Psalm. And I pointed to under chapter 124, verse 6, and it says, "Let us thank the Lord who has not let our enemies destroy us."
Wow.
Listen.
Wow.
Listen. If you have not seen the last 4
or
videos,
4
or 5, where we've begun doing these at the end and giving God the last word.
Yo.
His last words are on fire.
Fire. He's fire. He wins.
Literally every time. And I did this in a previous video and I will do it again. I have nothing in this Bible. Absolutely nothing. Okay?
No cheating.
There is nothing in here. Absolutely. I will show you the whole Bible page by page if that's what it takes. I have no markers. I have nothing. And if anybody knows me, I have to have the cheater tabs in my Bible because I don't know where the books of the Bible are. So, I'm not picking books. I know where Genesis and Revelation are, and that's about it. So, that's all I've got. And I'm not picking these. I don't know anything. I'm literally just opening the Bible and pointing to a verse, and that's what God says. And it's absolutely insane to me because it's always so on point, and it's always so oh, sheesh. And it's God's done with it too. I feel like God's over it.
I agree.
And I feel like that's what every time he gives us a Bible verse, some of them are comforting. Like the one that we got when we did a video about Kaya was very Comforting. And then when we do videos like this, he's like, listen, don't forget the God you serve, because I'm a God of war too. So
yep, I have not let your enemies consume you yet. So keep fighting.
Yep.
Keep fighting.
Yep.
I'm doing my job. You do yours.
We cannot give up. We cannot be silent. We cannot lay down and say, oh, Trump's president, everything's fine now. No. That is not how this works. We're safe, kind of, because Trump's president. But guess what? That lasts 4 years.
Exactly.
We cannot be complacent during those 4 years. We need to continue to grow with God. We need to continue to reach out to people and try and take the scales off of their eyes to show them the truth.
In less than 2 weeks, we are going to have a communist mayor
in New York.
Of New York City.
Yuck.
Every poll says he's the winner.
It's so important that we continue to push, continue to educate, continue to be involved, and not just be complacent, because complacency will screw us later on if we don't continue on.
Exactly.
And, the whole reason that we started doing this was after Charlie was murdered. And it was laid on both of our hearts separately that we needed to start just making videos and posting them. And so we have been for the last month now. And one of the things that I saw a post recently, it talked about not voting next year or the next election cycle.
They're trying to demoralize people.
No. I'm saying how important it is that we do vote.
Yes.
And that a good way to honor Charlie's legacy, and one of the things that he was so instrumental in, was getting people out to the polls. And one of the ways that we can honor him is to help fill that gap that is gone now. And make sure that you talk to people about voting, talking to people about, hard topics with grace and kindness like Charlie did, and truly continuing to bridge those gaps, finding common ground, and going from there. Because that really should be where our goal should be, is to find common ground again, because we have no common ground anymore.
No.
Everything is so polarized and divided that people feel like the opposite side is their enemy. And it's so important that we do better on that.
Make 5 phone calls or send 5 texts the next time that it's time to vote. And
that goes for local too.
And bring 5 people with you.
Yep.
So that force multiplier, you need to become a force multiplier. Each one of us, it's good that you vote, but bring 5 people with you and send out 5 texts or make 5 phone calls and be that person. Hey, do you need a ride? I'll bring you to the poll with me. Are you voting? It's important that you vote. You don't have to tell them how to vote.
Yep.
But
just
get
that they
them
do.
there. Get them there.
I knew how my husband was going to vote in the last election, and I didn't care. I said, what matters is that you go vote.
Yep.
Because we don't agree on things politically.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. We love each other more than I can even express.
And we don't want him to stay home just because he's going to vote for losers.
It doesn't matter which way you vote. What matters is that you get your vote out there and that it counts.
You vote.
And that's so one of the easiest ways, like especially if you're in my generation, is when I go to the poll, I literally will just take a picture while I'm sitting in line waiting to go in of being at the poll, and I will send out a whole to all my people on Snap.
Just as a reminder.
Here I am voting. You got to get down here and vote.
Yep.
I'm not telling them who to vote for, how to vote. All I'm doing is saying, hey, don't forget today's election day, or whatever it might be, a vote for.
Let your voice be heard.
So that they can remember, because a lot of times life's busy and people forget. So just reminding them, and then also nudging them, hey, you got to get down here and vote.
Yep.
And that's all it needs to be, because what matters is that it's a true election or a true vote, one way or the other. Doesn't matter what it is, but that is real. So do that next time.
Yeah.
Because that's our role. Fulfill your civic duty. That's what I tell my husband.
We need to have an informed citizenry, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because our founding fathers said that we need an informed citizenry in order to have the constitutional republic that is necessary. So I'm going to keep informing you. Period. You're going to keep listening.
We're going to be here. Sorry. Listen or don't. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.